Today marks 20 years for International Survivors of Loss Day. It's known as Survivor Day, a day in which those affected by suicide can join together for healing and support. In a promo, survivors share their stories of what it was like to lose a loved one. Let's watch.
I lost a son, my youngest son, to suicide.
He was my brother, and it was really hard to lose that.
I felt like there was like a never-ending stream of all these questions that we were left with.
We were fortunate that we had support. We had family, we had friends.
I'm not afraid to talk to people about their feelings. I care about you. If something's going on, like, let's talk about it.
I am very hopeful that more people are going to be helped. It just makes my heart feel full and happy. It's just amazing.
Very well done. Now joining me now is Andy Ricks, who's the co-chair of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and Dan Newberry, who lost his brother to suicide and has benefited from events like this one that's taking place today. Gentlemen, welcome. I really appreciate your time. So, can you tell me, Andy, about your story of why you're, you and what these beads mean?
Oh, these are honor beads. We give these away at our walk, our Out of the Darkness walk, which helps fund the International Survivors of Suicide Loss Day, which happens today in over 19 different countries. It happens across the entire the entire world. It's always the Saturday right before Thanksgiving, and it's really it's an event of healing and support. It's kind of get together with people who've lost loved ones to suicide, much like Dan. And it's a great way to find comfort with one another. And we have different activities there. It's great for families, great for anyone that's lost parents, siblings, spouses, loved ones to suicide, because there's such a stigma behind suicide.
Such a stigma. Mm-hmm. And even when a family member passes away, there's something that you just don't talk about for some reason. We need to stop that. So, Dan, you are a veteran of war. How many tours of duty?
I did 2 combat deployments to Iraq.
Thank you for your service.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Do you suffer from PTSD?
I do.
And can you tell me about your personal journey and about your brother?
Sure. So when I exited the service in August of 2012, I had a really hard time transitioning. So that exacerbated the battle with post-traumatic stress disorder. I had severe depression. So it was a really hard time. So for the first 3 years out of the service, I struggled, and then I hit rock bottom in July of 2015, and I started sending goodbye text messages to my loved ones, and I was prepared to end my own life. Fortunately for me, I was able to get help and started seeking therapy for my mental illnesses. But then as I was on my upswing, I lost my own brother to suicide, and about 6 months later.
Oh, I thought it would be before.
No,
you lost him after.
Yeah, so December.
And this is exercise here.
Yeah,
that's where you went.
So yeah, throughout my therapy, we found that physical fitness really helped me.
Did it?
Absolutely.
You lost how much weight?
So when I started that, I was 240 pounds, and I got down to like 173. So
I couldn't believe it when you told me
Yeah.
that.
It's a completely different person.
Oh, inspiring!
Yeah.
When I went to that event, he was screaming and making.
Yeah.
It was fabulous, and there were other veterans of war that were there and just really loved it. And what's your end goal now?
So my end goal is to continue to reach out to the community. People that struggle with mental illness, provide them a platform where they can meet like-minded individuals, and they can integrate back into the community. So that's what we use fitness for. It's a tool.
Who's in those photos here?
So that is my older sister and my little brother, Will.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Anything that you can tell people? There's a word that I had never heard of. Suicide ideation.
Ideology? Suicide ideology?
Is that a proper term to even use?
That's another mental illness where people almost fantasize about ending their life, where they have thoughts of it a lot of time, but often don't complete it. But it's just another spectrum of mental illness, which goes along with depression and anxiety and PTSD and schizophrenia and all of them. So what we do today is we bring together survivors of suicide loss. It's at the VA hospital. It's an event that goes on all day today. It's a free event for anyone to attend. We would welcome anybody who's been affected by suicide. You've lost a loved one to suicide. You yourself have struggled with suicidal thoughts. We would love to have you out there. It's just a great big community event for support, and people like Dan will be there. And it's great to have it at the VA Medical Center because suicide does impact so many of our veterans and our men and women who serve our country. So
And I think anyone in the medical field should know about it. We have that information on your screen if you'd like to attend today's event. It's free, and it aims to help heal those who are in need and others. It starts at noon with a lunch. It'll end at 5 p.m. at the Milwaukee VA Medical Center at the auditorium there, and the address is on your screen. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And if you or someone you know is having suicide ideation, please know that there is help available. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is available 24 hours a day for free, confidential support for people in distress. Their number is 800-273-8255.